So they played last night. You were in the building. They played the Knicks. The Knicks looked terrible, but the Nets looked pretty good. It was a great Nets performance amongst all this turmoil, and to have the first-time non-interim head coach Jacque Vaughn get a big win on a national game again. And look at KD booing the Knicks fans. I love KD so much. He just does not care. He does not care. But they looked good last night. The Nets and the Knicks looked bad.
I was happy to see Steph Curry play well, move well without the ball. Be a guy that can play on the ball, off the ball, be a screener for KD to allow him room to operate. But you're right. Watching that Nets team, though, still, they're going to need more bulk on the interior. Mm-hmm. Claxton has given them some really good minutes this year. I like his activity. He's a rim runner. He's a shot blocker. And he's going to continue to grow as a rotation eligible starter. But they're going to need to get more physical on the interior. And let me tell you who their bigs are in theory. KD, Ben Simmons, and Claxton. Mm-hmm. Those are their bigs that they're going to be using to play the lion's share of minutes.
They were using Drummond last year. You know what I mean? And Aldridge. Like, they had a bigger front court last year than this year. But this is really interesting. Look at this stat. Look at this, Jalen Rose. They're much better defensively without Irving. This is a small sample size. But does this say anything to you?
Jacoby always reminds me that people play basketball on two ends of the floor.
50% of the time you're playing defense. So 50% of
so
your
therefore, y'all better be better without one of the greatest offensive players in the game. Y'all better be player because it's going to be less possessions in a lot of cases. You're going to do more passes in a possession in a lot of cases. It's going to be more balance. And also, who else is going to volume shoot? Joe Harris is going to catch and shoot. Mm-hmm. Steph Curry's a creator. KD's a creator, one of the greatest scorers the game has seen. After that, Cam Thomas can create his own shot. He's a young player that I like the minutes that he's developing into. I think they should actually give him more minutes. And so you're going to play better defensively, but clearly they're not a better team without Kyrie Irving.
Very quickly before, no one's better without Kyrie Irving. Debatable. Before we move on, Jalen Rose. Kyrie Irving's 5-game suspension, remember, minimum 5 game, will be up Tuesday in Sacramento against the Kings after the Nets just went through the Los Angeles teams. Do you think he plays in uniform for the Brooklyn Nets on Tuesday night?
I do. He apologized, and I think they move on. He's still under contract, and I believe he's still going to have an opportunity to be a productive player for them. I think he's going to have an opportunity to show other teams that he can be reliable for the rest of this year so that they can try to roll a dice on him at the end of this season. And once the games start, what's going to happen is we're going to actually be
37 points.
Exactly. We're going to be dazzled by his basketball ability. You know, like I was so dazzled by Kyrie last year, I voted him all NBA, and he played less than 30 games. Now he's a fantastic talent.
I'm not sure he plays Tuesday night. I'm not sure. Just nothing about Kyrie Irving would surprise me. It would not surprise me whatsoever if Kyrie Irving did not play in that game.
And how about the fighting Mike Browns in Sacramento?
They're looking pretty good.
You know what I'm saying?
They're looking pretty good.
De'Aaron Fox out there balling. Yeah.
Not only are the Sacramento Kings winning games that they might not want to win, but Mr. Rose, it happened again. Danny Ainge is upset at Will Hardy again because the Jazz won.
We got the Jazz.
Won.
We got
They
the Jazz.
keep winning basketball games. This time it was against the Hawks, and an absolute revelation this season, Lauri Markkanen. You know, I mean, he had plenty of opportunity to show what he could do in Chicago, to show what he could do in Cleveland, and now he's really being featured in this Jazz offense and looking great.
Lauri Markkanen is playing himself towards this year's All-Star game.
Wow. Let me think.
You can't deny a player.
Especially if their record stays like this.
If they're first, let me be the first person to say this out loud.
Wow.
You can't deny a player that's averaging 20-25 on one or two of the best teams in the West in All-Star slot.
Because you got to put someone on the team in the All-Star. They're like second in the West. Like someone got to be in the game.
And I'm disappointed in you.
Why's that?
Where's his picture?
He's international. I can't claim the international. I can't claim Luka. I can't claim Lauri Markkanen.
Gotcha,
you had to go to high school in the domestic United States for me to truly
Kevin
claim
Love.
You. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
That's why I'll always ride for Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero in Miami. But the Jazz keep winning. I think this is sustainable.
It's not sustainable.
It feels like the Bulls a little bit last year. Remember how well the Bulls started last year?
You know what it reminds everyone? how important coaching is. See, what ends up happening is, like, all you have to do is get people to buy into their roles and try to master them. That's the etiquette for success in team sports. See, everybody has a uniform. Everybody has an opportunity. But you know what everybody doesn't? They don't own their role. There's certain people that you say, hey, you know, I really like your post-up game, but we can't have you posting up. And then you still run into the post, and we like, they're buying into their roles. And also, these are veterans that are playing for their next job. I'm happy for Utah, and I'm happy for Lauri Markkanen.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.